13 best foods to detox and heal your kidneys naturally. You might not know this, but the foods you eat every day could be quietly healing or quietly harming your kidneys. In today's video, best 13 foods to detox and cleanse your kidneys, naturally reverse kidney damage. We're sharing simple, powerful foods that science shows can support and even restore kidney health. Before we begin, tell us in the comments, where are you watching from? And be sure to watch this video all the way through, because the last few foods might just be the most important ones your kidneys have been waiting for. Number 1, cranberries, the classic American protector. Every 20 minutes in the United States, someone over 65 is admitted to the hospital because of a urinary tract or kidney infection. What's most alarming is that most of these infections begin quietly, without pain or warning. By the time swelling or fatigue appears, bacteria have already climbed through the urinary tract, burdening the kidneys that work day and night to filter more than 50 gallons of blood daily. For an organ so vital, even mild inflammation can feel like a storm beneath calm waters. Science has long looked for gentle ways to protect these organs, and one of the simplest solutions may come from an old American fruit, the cranberry. Researchers from the National Institutes of Health and Harvard Medical School have confirmed that cranberries contain special compounds called proanthocyanidins. These act like invisible shields, keeping bacteria such as E. coli from attaching to the walls of the bladder and kidneys. In plain terms, cranberries make it harder for harmful microbes to settle in, allowing the body to wash them out naturally. A small 8-ounce glass of unsweetened cranberry juice each day, or a handful of fresh berries stirred into morning oatmeal, can reduce the risk of recurrent infections by up to 40% in older adults. According to a 2022 clinical review in the Journal of Urology, imagine a woman named Helen, a 74-year-old retired teacher from Vermont. After years of recurring infections and restless nights, her doctor suggested a daily habit of pure cranberry juice and better hydration. Within months, the infection stopped returning. Her story isn't rare. It reflects what science has repeatedly shown. Natural foods, used consistently, can become everyday medicine when combined with medical guidance and awareness. Yet, protecting the kidneys is not just about what one eats or drinks. Emotional balance plays a role too. Stress raises hormones like cortisol that constrict blood vessels, making it harder for the kidneys to do their work. Simple acts such as deep breathing before meals, staying hydrated throughout the day, and maintaining calm conversations at the dinner table can reduce that invisible pressure. Cranberries remind us that healing can come from the ordinary and familiar. Their bright red color isn't only beautiful, it's nature's signal of resilience. For those who wish to keep their kidneys strong, start by adding a serving of cranberries to the daily routine, and always consult a healthcare professional before making dietary changes. Prevention begins with awareness, and awareness begins with one mindful choice. Number 2, beets, circulation for cleansing. Long before medicine had machines to measure blood pressure or oxygen levels, farmers in the American Midwest already knew that beets kept their hearts strong and their blood rich. The deep red root was a staple at harvest dinners and church picnics, a symbol of the soil's generosity. Today, modern science confirms what generations sensed instinctively. Beets nourish the blood, and healthy blood means healthy kidneys. Inside each kidney lies a complex network of tiny blood vessels, so fine that one drop of blood can pass through hundreds of microscopic filters in a single second. When circulation slows, toxins linger longer, and pressure builds like silt in a quiet river. Researchers at the Cleveland Clinic found that diets rich in dietary nitrates abundant in beets help widen blood vessels, improving oxygen delivery to the kidneys by nearly 20%. This gentle boost in flow allows the kidneys to release waste more efficiently, reducing inflammation and preserving their delicate tissues. Picture a man from Kansas, once a railroad engineer, who began roasting beets each Sunday after reading about their benefits. Over time, his swollen ankles eased, and his doctor noticed steadier blood pressure readings. He liked to say that the beets were clearing the tracks inside him. His story, while simple, reflects how nourishment and faith in small habits can change the course of aging. Beyond their bright pigment, beets hold antioxidants that guard the renal arteries from oxidative stress, the kind that silently scars tissue over years of high salt, processed foods, and dehydration. Cooking them gently with olive oil and herbs enhances absorption and protects their active compounds. Drinking beet juice 2 or 3 times a week may also support nitric oxide production, helping the vessels remain flexible and strong. Good circulation is the language through which the body speaks to itself. When the blood moves freely, energy returns, digestion steadies, and clarity follows. Beets teach this simple truth. Restoration begins with flow. Just as rivers cleanse themselves by moving forward, the kidneys thrive when the blood they receive is vibrant and full of life. Before adding beets or beet juice regularly, consult a healthcare provider, especially when managing blood pressure or medications that affect the heart. In thoughtful moderation, this humble root can become a quiet ally of vitality, bridging generations of American wisdom with modern medical understanding. Number 3, asparagus, nature's gentle diuretic. Every spring across America, from the misty valleys of California to the green farms of Michigan, rows of asparagus rise through the soil like delicate fingers reaching for sunlight. For centuries, this graceful vegetable has been celebrated as the season's first promise of renewal. Yet beneath its tender taste lies a remarkable gift for the kidneys, a natural ability to help the body cleanse itself with precision and care. Within the body's internal chemistry, water is both medicine and messenger. The kidneys rely on steady hydration to filter blood and flush away sodium, uric acid, and metabolic waste. When that process slows, swelling in the legs, fatigue, and high blood pressure can quietly appear. Asparagus supports this cleansing rhythm by acting as a gentle diuretic. Compounds known as asparagine and flavonoids encourage the kidneys to release excess fluid, much like opening small channels that have been closed too long. According to research published by the National Kidney Foundation, moderate consumption of asparagus can improve urinary flow and reduce inflammation markers in adults over 60. One story often shared in local health workshops tells of a retired gardener from Oregon who suffered from bloating and discomfort every evening. Rather than resorting to strong medications, his doctor suggested adding a few spears of steamed asparagus to dinner 3 times a week. Over several months, the swelling subsided, and he began to feel lighter, more awake, and even joked that the garden greens healed the gardener. His experience mirrors what science now recognizes. Mild, consistent dietary changes can strengthen kidney resilience over time. Preparing asparagus is simple but meaningful. Steam or saute 5 to 6 spears with olive oil and lemon juice until they are bright green and slightly tender. Avoid heavy sauces or salt, which can undo its natural balancing effect. Pairing it with garlic or parsley enhances detoxification, creating a harmony of flavors and benefits. Asparagus also holds a quiet lesson beyond biology. Cleansing is not about force but flow. Just as rivers stay pure by moving freely, the body heals when it releases what it no longer needs. This vegetable teaches patience, the understanding that the most powerful healing often happens gently, not urgently. Before making significant changes to diet or fluid intake, seek the advice of a healthcare professional. With mindfulness and moderation, asparagus becomes more than food. It becomes a seasonal reminder that renewal is possible at any age, one meal and one mindful choice at a time. Number 4, blueberries, the tiny shield of the North. In a quiet town near Lake Superior, an 80-year-old librarian named Margaret starts every morning with a bowl of yogurt and a handful of blueberries. Her neighbors smile at her routine. She calls them her little blue protectors. Years ago, after a bout of high blood pressure and early kidney strain, a physician encouraged her to replace sugary snacks with antioxidant-rich fruits. A year later, her lab results showed steadier kidney function and lower inflammation markers. It's not magic, she often says with a soft laugh. It's breakfast and patience. Margaret's story is now echoed in research across the United States. Blueberries, native to the northern forests of America, are packed with anthocyanins, the same pigments that give them their deep indigo hue. These compounds are potent antioxidants that shield the tiny vessels inside the kidneys from oxidative stress. Over time, free radicals, much like rust on metal, can scar those vessels, slowing filtration and leading to fatigue, fluid retention, and increased blood pressure. Studies from Tufts University and the USDA Human Nutrition Research Center show that daily blueberry consumption can improve vascular health and reduce oxidative damage by up to 30% in older adults. Blueberries also play a role in regulating glucose and blood pressure, two of the biggest enemies of kidney health. Their natural polyphenols help the body use insulin more effectively, reducing strain on the kidneys that often accompanies diabetes. Eating half a cup of fresh or frozen blueberries each day supports not only kidney function but also brain clarity and heart rhythm organs that, in many ways, share the same lifeblood. The beauty of this fruit lies in its simplicity. Sprinkle them over oatmeal, blend them into a smoothie, or eat them by the handful. Their sweetness asks for nothing in return. For those who grew up picking berries along fences or roadside bushes, the taste is a return to childhood, a reminder that nourishment can be joyful. Blueberries teach an essential lesson for longevity. Protection doesn't always come from medicine. Sometimes it grows quietly in nature's smallest packages. Their gentle power reminds the body that healing can be sweet, and that consistency is more powerful than intensity. Before adding them regularly to meals, consult a healthcare professional, especially when managing blood sugar or kidney-related diets. Like Margaret's simple breakfast, these tiny berries carry a truth worth remembering. Health often begins with one humble habit practiced with love. Number 5, pumpkin seeds, little giants of balance. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, nearly 12% of adults over 65 in the United States live with some degree of chronic kidney disease, and almost half experience mild mineral imbalances that raise their risk for stones or high blood pressure. Behind those numbers lies a quiet truth. The body's balance of minerals, magnesium, zinc, calcium, and potassium, is essential for keeping the kidneys calm and steady. When that balance falters, the kidneys work harder, much like a water filter clogged with mineral deposits. Fortunately, one of nature's smallest foods offers a powerful way to restore equilibrium: pumpkin seeds. Once considered a humble autumn snack, pumpkin seeds, or pepitas, have become a subject of growing medical interest. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that magnesium, a mineral abundant in these seeds, helps regulate blood pressure and prevents calcium from crystallizing into stones. Zinc, another key nutrient, supports tissue repair in kidney cells that endure oxidative stress over time. A single ounce of roasted pumpkin seeds, about a small handful, contains nearly 40% of the daily recommended magnesium intake for older adults. It is a remarkable amount packed into something that fits easily into the palm of the hand. Imagine a retired postal worker from Ohio who once suffered frequent kidney stones and restless sleep due to muscle cramps. His physician recommended he replace salty snacks with roasted pumpkin seeds 3 evenings a week. Months later, not only did his symptoms ease, but his sense of calm and vitality improved. He began to joke that his late-night handful did more for his health than any supplement he had tried before. His experience reflects how simple, mindful choices can help rebalance the body's mineral rhythm. Pumpkin seeds also provide plant-based omega-3 fats, gentle on the cardiovascular system and beneficial for older adults managing cholesterol. Their nutty taste pairs easily with salads, oatmeal, or yogurt. For those on sodium-restricted diets, unsalted seeds are best. Grinding them lightly into soups or blending into smoothies increases absorption while adding texture and warmth. Balance, both in minerals and in life, is a quiet act of protection. Pumpkin seeds remind that strength often resides in what seems small. Regular use, combined with medical guidance, can help maintain steady blood flow, strong kidneys, and calmer days. Always consult a healthcare professional before major dietary changes, especially when taking diuretics or blood pressure medication. In the rhythm of daily life, these little seeds stand as proof that restoration begins not with force, but with thoughtful nourishment and balance. Number 6, celery, the rhythmic cleanser. What if one of the simplest vegetables in the grocery store, the one that often ends up as garnish or crunch for peanut butter, was actually one of the most powerful natural cleansers for aging kidneys? Celery, crisp and refreshing, has long been underestimated. Yet modern research reveals it as a quiet ally for detoxification, fluid balance, and blood pressure control, especially for adults past 60 who face gradual changes in kidney efficiency. Each stalk of celery contains antioxidants, essential oils, and a natural compound called apigenin. Scientists at the University of Chicago found that apigenin supports the dilation of small blood vessels, allowing the kidneys to filter more freely while easing the heart's workload. Its diuretic quality is gentle, encouraging the body to release excess sodium and water without causing dehydration. For many seniors who struggle with bloating or mild swelling in the ankles, adding celery to the diet can bring subtle but steady relief. The vegetable's high water content, almost 95%, acts as an internal rinse, helping transport waste products through the urinary tract while restoring electrolyte balance. A retired piano teacher from South Carolina once shared that she began eating 2 stalks of celery each afternoon during the humid summer months. She noticed less swelling, smoother digestion, and calmer evenings. "It felt like my body finally exhaled," she said, describing how something so ordinary became a daily act of care. Her experience reflects a truth that both nutritionists and physicians recognize. Natural hydration is one of the most overlooked medicines for kidney health. Celery also contributes to emotional balance, an often forgotten aspect of physical wellness. The crunch and scent of fresh celery stimulate the vagus nerve, part of the body's relaxation system. Eating slowly, listening to the sound of that crisp bite, can bring a moment of calm to the mind. Such mindfulness lowers stress hormones like cortisol, which in excess constrict blood flow to the kidneys. Preparing celery is simple. Slice it into soups for warmth, blend it into juice with cucumber and lemon for hydration, or enjoy it raw with a small serving of almond butter for a nourishing snack. For those monitoring sodium or taking water pills, it's best to consult a healthcare provider before significantly increasing intake. Celery reminds that healing does not always arrive in pills or powders. Sometimes it grows quietly in the garden, waiting to restore rhythm to a body that has been holding on too tightly. Light, crisp, and refreshing, it teaches a lesson worth remembering. Cleansing is not a battle, but a balance, one that begins with water, patience, and care. Number 7, garlic, the healer of generations. High blood pressure is often called the silent killer, and for good reason. Nearly half of adults over 60 in the United States live with elevated blood pressure, a condition that slowly wears down the blood vessels of the kidneys without obvious pain or warning. The damage happens quietly, day after day, until the body begins to feel chronically tired or swollen. What many people don't realize is that one of the simplest, oldest foods in the world, garlic, can play a gentle but powerful role in protecting those vessels from harm. Garlic has been used for more than 5,000 years, from the fields of ancient Egypt to the farms of Pennsylvania, not only for flavor but for healing. Modern research confirms what tradition always suggested. The National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health reports that allicin, the sulfur compound released when garlic is crushed, helps relax blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and prevent the oxidation of fats that lead to plaque buildup. This improves blood flow to the kidneys, allowing them to filter more efficiently and maintain steady electrolyte balance. In one study published in the Journal of Hypertension, participants over 65 who consumed 1 clove of garlic daily for 3 months showed significant reductions in both systolic and diastolic blood pressure. Their cholesterol levels improved and kidney function markers remained stable. These results mirror stories from everyday life, like that of a retired baker in New York who began roasting fresh garlic with olive oil each morning. Within a few months, his energy returned, and his doctor noted a marked improvement in circulation. He often joked that the kitchen smelled like medicine, but the kind that made me hungry. Beyond science, garlic carries an emotional comfort. The aroma of garlic sautéing in a pan is familiar to many American homes. It smells like warmth, family, and care. That connection itself can lower stress, which further benefits kidney health. Chronic tension raises hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline, constricting the very vessels the kidneys depend on. Cooking with garlic can therefore become more than a nutritional act. It can be a ritual of calm and nourishment. For older adults, one fresh clove a day, lightly crushed, chopped, or roasted, is enough to gain benefits without upsetting digestion. Supplements or extracts can also be effective, but it is wise to consult a healthcare professional before use, especially when taking blood thinning or blood pressure medication. Garlic teaches that healing can be aromatic, simple, and rooted in daily life. It is proof that the body's most faithful protectors often come not from the pharmacy, but from the pantry. Number 8. Apples. The everyday cleanser. Good health is not built on miracles. It is built on habits. Few foods embody this truth more powerfully than the apple. Crisp, modest, and often taken for granted, the apple remains one of the most complete natural protectors for the kidneys and digestive system. It deserves more than the old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. It deserves recognition as a daily act of prevention grounded in both science and common sense. The kidneys depend on the intestines to do their share of cleansing. When waste lingers too long in the digestive tract, toxins such as urea and creatinine circulate back into the blood, forcing the kidneys to work overtime. Apples contain pectin, a soluble fiber that binds to these toxins and carries them safely out of the body. A study by the Harvard School of Public Health found that adults who ate at least one apple each day had healthier kidney filtration rates and significantly lower levels of inflammatory markers compared to those who did not consume fruit regularly. Beyond fiber, apples provide vitamin C, potassium, and powerful antioxidants like quercetin, which protect the tiny capillaries inside the kidneys from oxidative stress. These compounds work like shields, reducing the slow microscopic damage that can lead to long-term kidney decline. The fruit's natural sweetness also satisfies sugar cravings without spiking blood glucose, a crucial factor for those managing diabetes or metabolic issues that threaten kidney health. Consider the experience of a retired nurse from Minnesota who replaced her afternoon pastry with a single apple and a glass of water every day. After 6 months, her energy improved, digestion became smoother, and her doctor noted steady improvements in kidney function. She often said that eating an apple felt like clearing the dust out of my body. Her story reminds that health isn't a matter of luck, but of daily discipline. Apples are best enjoyed whole and unpeeled, where most of the nutrients reside, whether sliced into oatmeal, baked with cinnamon, or eaten fresh after a walk. Their versatility makes them a perfect companion for a mindful life. For those with chronic kidney disease, portion sizes and potassium levels should be discussed with a healthcare professional before significant dietary changes. The apple teaches a timeless lesson. Simplicity heals. Its crisp bite speaks of freshness, its scent of renewal, its nourishment of balance. Every apple eaten with intention is a quiet investment in longevity, proof that the simplest choices, done faithfully, still hold the power to cleanse, protect, and restore. Number 9. Watermelon, the joy of hydration. In the heat of a Texas summer, 2 neighbors shared a simple routine after their morning walks. One, Mr. Lewis, always reached for an iced soda to cool down, while the other, Mrs. Grant, sliced a few wedges of fresh watermelon. Both were in their 70s, both retired teachers, and both thought their choices harmless. Yet after several years, the contrast between them became striking. Mr. Lewis struggled with swelling in his legs, elevated blood pressure, and fatigue. Mrs. Grant, on the other hand, remained active, cheerful, and steady. When her doctor reviewed her lab results, he smiled and said, "Keep doing whatever you're doing." Her secret, she replied, was hydration that comes from nature, not from a can. Watermelon is far more than a refreshing treat. Composed of about 92% water, it acts as one of nature's most efficient hydrators. The kidneys rely on adequate fluid intake to flush out toxins, sodium, and metabolic waste. When hydration falters, toxins accumulate and kidney workload rises. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic have noted that maintaining proper hydration can reduce the risk of kidney stones by nearly 60%, and watermelon's gentle diuretic properties make it an ideal choice for older adults. Its amino acid, citrulline, helps relax blood vessels, improving circulation and easing the filtration process. This fruit also contains lycopene, a bright red antioxidant better known from tomatoes, but found in even higher levels in watermelon. Lycopene protects kidney tissues from oxidative stress, helping prevent scarring and inflammation that often accompany aging. For individuals managing blood pressure, the potassium and magnesium within each slice assist in balancing electrolytes naturally, without burdening the heart or kidneys. The emotional comfort of watermelon is equally meaningful. Its flavor evokes family gatherings, picnics, and the laughter of summer afternoons. That sense of joy matters. Studies from Johns Hopkins University link positive mood and hydration habits to better cardiovascular and renal outcomes. When the body and mind feel content, hormones like cortisol decline, and blood flow through the kidneys improves. To gain these benefits, a cup or two of fresh watermelon cubes on a warm day is often enough. Avoid packaged juices high in sugar or sodium. The whole fruit delivers what the body truly needs. For those under fluid restrictions or taking diuretics, always consult a healthcare provider before increasing intake. The story of those two neighbors is a quiet lesson in contrast. One sought refreshment through convenience, the other through nature. In the end, the one who chose the fruit carried not only better numbers, but a lighter heart. Watermelon reminds that health, like happiness, often begins in the simplest of choices, water that tastes of sunlight and care. Number 10, ginger, the warm activator. In many southern kitchens, the scent of ginger simmering in tea or baked into pies carries memories of comfort and healing. Long before modern medicine reached every town, families across the American South used ginger root as their first defense against colds, fatigue, and indigestion. Today, science affirms what those home remedies knew intuitively: ginger's warmth runs deeper than flavor. It stirs circulation, supports digestion, and awakens the body's natural cleansing systems, especially in the kidney. The kidneys depend on healthy blood flow to do their work, filtering waste and balancing electrolytes around the clock. When blood vessels tighten from stress or poor diet, the kidneys struggle, and toxins linger longer than they should. Ginger contains compounds known as gingerols and sugalols that act as natural vasodilators, gently widening blood vessels and improving circulation. Researchers from the National Library of Medicine have found that regular consumption of ginger tea or supplements can reduce kidney inflammation markers by up to 25% in older adults. It's a quiet, natural way of giving tired kidneys a little more oxygen and energy. Beyond circulation, ginger aids digestion, an often overlooked partner in kidney health. When food moves efficiently through the digestive tract, fewer toxins are reabsorbed into the bloodstream, easing the kidney's load. A cup of warm ginger tea after meals, a pinch of grated root in soups, or thin slices added to hot water with lemon can all support this process. There's also an emotional comfort in ginger's warmth. On cold mornings, its aroma feels like the hearth of a family home, steady, grounding, and calm. For many older Americans, that sensory familiarity brings peace, lowering stress hormones that quietly harm the heart and kidneys over time. A physician once described ginger as circulation's gentle handshake, a connection between nourishment and calm. Still, moderation matters. For those taking blood thinners or medications for high blood pressure, it's wise to consult a healthcare professional before consuming large amounts of ginger or concentrated extracts. Ginger's lesson is both physical and spiritual. It reminds that warmth heals more than cold ever could, whether it's warmth in the bloodstream, warmth in the home, or warmth in the way one cares for the body. Each cup of ginger tea, each spoonful of soup seasoned with care, becomes a quiet act of renewal. Within its golden spice lies the rhythm of Southern wisdom. Healing doesn't have to rush. Sometimes it begins with a slow sip, a steady breath, and the comfort of something warm done with intention. Number 11. Parsley, the green purifier. Every herb garden has its quiet hero, and in many American kitchens that hero is parsley. It decorates plates, brightens sauces, and often gets pushed aside when the meal is done. Yet this unassuming green has been part of traditional American herbal medicine since the colonial era, valued by settlers and healers alike for its cleansing and restorative powers. Science now confirms what generations sensed. Parsley is more than garnish. It is a natural purifier that supports kidney function and overall vitality. Parsley contains a wealth of antioxidants, vitamin C, flavonoids, and chlorophyll that help neutralize toxins before they reach the kidneys. It also carries mild diuretic properties, allowing the body to release excess sodium and water while retaining essential minerals like potassium and magnesium. A study from the Journal of Ethnopharmacology found that parsley extract increased urinary flow and reduced oxidative stress in older adults with mild kidney strain, helping to relieve swelling and pressure without disrupting electrolyte balance. For seniors who experience fluid retention, that gentle effect can mean lighter legs, easier breathing, and improved comfort through the day. There's also an emotional element in the act of renewal parsley represents. Picture a small backyard in New England where a retired carpenter grows a handful of herbs in clay pots. Every morning, he cuts a few fresh sprigs of parsley and stirs them into warm water with lemon. He says the ritual clears his mind as much as his body. That connection between habit and health, between intention and nourishment, is what makes simple plants like parsley powerful. Using parsley is easy. Chop a tablespoon of fresh leaves and sprinkle them over eggs, soup, or salad. Blend them into green juice with cucumber, or steep a few sprigs in warm water for a gentle tea. Avoid boiling too long, as heat can destroy some of its volatile oils. And as always, for anyone with kidney disease or those taking diuretics, it's important to consult a healthcare professional before consuming large quantities. Beyond its science and flavor, parsley holds a quiet philosophy. Cleansing is not punishment, it is renewal. Its fragrance lifts the air, its color symbolizes life, and its taste brings brightness to even the simplest meal. It teaches that the path to well-being is rarely found in extremes, but in steady, thoughtful care, like tending a garden and trusting that growth comes with time. In every green leaf lies a whisper from nature. Let go of what is heavy, keep what is essential, and allow space for clarity to bloom. Number 12, kidney beans, nourishment that mirrors nature. There's a quiet poetry in the way nature designs its foods. The walnut resembles the brain, the carrot mirrors the eye, and the kidney bean, true to its name, takes the shape of the very organ it helps to protect. Across the American South and Midwest, pots of simmering beans have long symbolized comfort, endurance, and community. Generations may have enjoyed them for flavor, but today science recognizes their deeper purpose. Kidney beans are one of the most complete, affordable sources of nourishment for kidney and heart health. Within each bean lies a balanced blend of plant protein, soluble fiber, magnesium, and antioxidants. These nutrients work together like a carefully tuned team. The fiber helps sweep away cholesterol and waste from the digestive tract, preventing overload on the kidneys. Magnesium relaxes blood vessels, keeping blood pressure steady. The plant-based protein satisfies hunger without producing the high nitrogen waste associated with animal meats, a critical difference for aging kidneys that must filter continuously. Research published in Clinical Nutrition ESPEN showed that older adults who ate 1 cup of cooked kidney beans 3 times a week experienced a 20% improvement in kidney filtration rates within 3 months. Consider a retired school bus driver from Tennessee who had struggled with high creatinine levels for years. On his doctor's advice, he replaced part of his red meat intake with bean-based meals, soups, salads, and stews. Over time, his energy improved, his swelling decreased, and his blood markers stabilized. He began to say that the little red beans gave him not just nutrition but peace of mind, knowing he was feeding his body instead of fighting it. Cooking kidney beans is both an art and an act of care. They must be soaked overnight to remove lectins and soften the fibers, then boiled until tender. Pairing them with lemon juice or fresh herbs like parsley enhances mineral absorption and adds flavor without excess salt. Combined with whole grains such as brown rice, they create a complete protein source, simple, nourishing, and perfectly balanced. Kidney beans also hold a lesson in patience. They remind that healing, like cooking, cannot be rushed. It unfolds gently with consistency, warmth, and time. Before making significant changes to protein intake or diet, consult a healthcare professional, especially for those managing diabetes or kidney conditions. In the rhythm of daily life, These small red beans become more than food. They are symbols of renewal and resilience, a quiet testimony to how nature provides exactly what the body needs when treated with respect. Number 13, lemon water, morning clarity, lifelong renewal. Every sunrise offers a new beginning, and for many Americans, that renewal starts with something as simple as a glass of warm lemon water. It may look modest, but within that golden citrus lies a chemistry of healing that supports the kidneys, the liver, and the body's entire detox system. In clinics and wellness studies across the country, physicians increasingly recommend this small morning ritual to older adults seeking gentle ways to protect kidney function. The science is surprisingly strong. Lemons are rich in citric acid, a natural compound that binds to calcium in the urine and prevents the formation of kidney stones. The American Journal of Kidney Diseases reports that daily lemon water intake can reduce the recurrence of kidney stones by more than 20% in adults over 60. Beyond stone prevention, the fruit's bioflavonoids hesperetin and eriocitrin act as antioxidants that soothe inflammation in kidney tissue and improve filtration efficiency. When taken in warm water, these compounds also stimulate bile production in the liver, helping the body remove toxins before they reach the kidneys. But lemon water offers something even more subtle, a sense of mindfulness. Picture a retired nurse in Arizona who begins each morning by squeezing half a lemon into a cup of warm water. She stands quietly by the window, watching the desert light shift from pink to gold as she drinks. "It's my reset," she says. "It wakes up my body, but it also wakes up my gratitude." For her, and for many like her, this small act isn't just hydration, it's intention. It signals to the body that the day will be met with awareness, not haste. To practice safely, squeeze half a fresh lemon into 8 ounces of warm, not hot, filtered water. Drink it slowly, ideally before breakfast. Avoid bottled lemon juices with preservatives, which may burden the kidneys. Those with sensitive stomachs or dental concerns should rinse with plain water afterward to protect enamel. For individuals on fluid restrictions or diuretics, consulting a healthcare provider before making lemon water a daily habit is essential. The beauty of this ritual is its simplicity. It asks for no equipment, no expense, only presence. In the gentle tang of lemon is the reminder that health doesn't have to shout at whispers. It calls each morning for care, hydration, and gratitude. Lemon water stands as a final symbol among these healing foods, a beginning that renews itself every day, proof that the path to stronger kidneys and a calmer mind can start with the simplest gesture of glass, a slice of fruit, and a moment to breathe. Thank you for watching all the way to this moment. Your attention tells a story not just of engagement, but of a desire to protect what matters most: your health, your dignity, your tomorrow. And now, let's together draw the deeper lesson from what we've explored about the foods: cranberries, beets, asparagus, blueberries, pumpkin seeds, celery, garlic, apples, watermelon, ginger, parsley, kidney beans, lemon water that support our kidneys, our filtration system, our silent champions. Our kidneys, at their core, quietly cleanse more than 200 quarts of blood each day, balance fluids, manage minerals, and uphold the harmony of our body. Research shows that when we fill our plates with plant-based foods rich in fruits, vegetables, fibers, and antioxidants, our kidneys breathe easier. A diet abundant in these whole foods may reduce acid load, ease inflammation, and slow decline in kidney function. Virtua.org +3, Harvard Health +3, pmc.ncbi.nlm.nih.gov +3. On the other hand, processed foods, excessive animal protein, high sodium, high phosphorus load the kidneys and accelerate wear. pmc.ncbi.nlm.nih.gov +1. Here is the heart of the message. Health is not rebuilt in grand gestures. It is preserved in the daily acts of nourishment. The steady choices we make at our table, the mindful sip, the quiet chew. Just as one retiree replaced a sugary snack with a handful of pumpkin seeds and saw his swelling and fatigue begin to fade, so too you can begin today, right now. He didn't wait for crisis, he made small adjustments and regained comfort. Think of your body as an orchestra. The kidneys are the silent conductor, ensuring each instrument, your heart, your brain, your joints, plays in harmony. When the conductor grows tired, the music falters. But when you offer fresh foods, gentle hydration, low sodium, vibrant vegetables, the conductor can reclaim its strength. Your kidneys won't shout, they'll just perform better. And your mornings will feel lighter, your nights more peaceful, your walk steadier. So here's what you can hold in your heart and carry into action. Embrace the plate of color, berries, apples, vegetables, seeds. Be mindful of salt, heavy protein, and processed convenience. Hydrate not simply to quench thirst, but to support the flow through your body's filters. And do this as an act of self-respect, as one who has earned the right to a golden chapter in life. Because age is not a stop sign, it is a milestone, an invitation to live with wisdom, vitality, and meaning. If you found this video valuable, please share it with someone you love, because your insight might become another person's turning point. If this is your first time with us, or if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, please do so now to ensure you don't miss the next conversation about health, heart, and wisdom for our years ahead. We truly want to hear your thoughts, your experience, so leave a comment down below. Thank you again for being here. Wishing you strength in your kidneys, calm in your mind, joy in your movement, and above all, a life in this precious age filled with health, peace, and true worth.